Mm-hmm.
Off you go.
Perfect.
See you later.
Perfect.
Thank
See
you,
you
Sue.
later. Okay. Hi, Andrea. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. How was your week off?
Um, it was nice. I was able to rest and um kind of regroup. I didn't worry about work at all, so um that was nice, except for I'd sent on the Friday after I came from the doctor, she gave me the doctor's note, and then I and giving me a sick note. And I've never had to do that before, so I didn't know what I was supposed to do with sending the message to my boss. So I used the Copilot AI program to try to give me an idea of what to do. And the subject line said medical leave. So I said, okay. So I sent it and attached the sick note. And then when I came back on the Monday I checked email during the week just to see, and there was the message saying to fill out forms for short-term disability. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means. I've read the company's policy on things, but I am not well versed in all of that. So when I got back on the Monday, I reached out to the HR generalist and asked her what she says. Okay, well, and I know it's probably because I put sick leave or medical leave in that subject line. But we talked and she said, well, it's good to have just in case, so she says, fill it out. But if you're not planning to, because I came back to work, I don't need more time off, um, is what happened. So, uh,
Good. Were you able to see your career counselor?
no, I haven't had a chance to set up any time to uh, get that done. I was waiting for my doctor's follow-up appointment, my physical, and because I'd also done the blood work before, so before I had my physical, so she wanted to rule out anything, as she would say, organic. So I'm fine. I'm in good health. I think and I messaged you on Friday saying this last week was really good because I was able to, I told Abba Father, I said, I need you to help me because in the meeting with my manager, I have no idea what to expect. And I'm sure he's expecting this, or whatever. And I needed to have a different attitude. I was tired of being um, not liking the job. And then I was reminded about remembering my blind spots. Like I can't see what God sees in me. So I thought about Moses. Moses didn't want
Hmm.
to talk to, he was like, I can't do that.
Hmm.
Sure. And then I'm thinking, how
Yeah.
many people did there was probably lots more people that's not written out in the Bible that probably had the same experience. So I don't see what God sees, and I don't see what you or other people who are around me see in me. I don't see
Hmm.
that. So I said, okay, I need to have a different attitude to my work. He helped me with that. I was able to ask some questions with my manager. I also said to him, I said, if these aren't, I should he's asking these questions or whatever. He says, no, 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 that's you're asking questions that are going to help you to do your job because when someone comes to you, you want to be able to answer it and that's it. So I felt really encouraged with that. He's always been encouraging. So, but on the journey, I have been upfront with him saying I was struggling with the work, but I think the last few weeks I was able to have a better understanding of what I'm supposed to do. And having that conversation with him this last week was helpful. Uh, things are starting to make connections. And I think, so I'm trying to look at it objectively to think, okay, well, perhaps part of my problem is I didn't make the connections for what my new role is, and it's not new anymore. But so,
Hmm.
but I'm still trying to walk through the slow steps of what
Hmm.
I can actively do. I will try to get in touch with, I was looking for like what is a career counselor? What's the cost? Just like in the city. I know I can use my benefits, but I wanted to see what the cost is for doing some things like that. I think the government also has they have a center for that uh, for that. I don't know if Booth has something like that. Otherwise, I would check with Booth. I think I'll probably check that too, so that
Yeah.
it's available if it's available. There's a university nearby here where I live, so I can actually go down there, I guess, to check with their career center.
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna have to if I'm not gonna use the company's benefits, which I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
um, I have to pay. So
Yeah, so that's really good. It sounds like you had a good week off and you were able to relook and regroup, get some medical attention, and then also meet with your work HR, which is good,
mhm.
and just sort of get resituated. And so I'm proud of you for doing that, and I hope you're proud of yourself as well.
I am because
Yeah.
I sat down and well, I thought about the fact of what I was trying to be less guarded. Then I realized, yeah, still guarded with God too, and I shouldn't be. But that's just it's part of your personality trying to make changes. So I said, okay, I need to. Part of why I'm journaling also is to be able to just pour it out. I need to be more like David, King David, and pour it out on the page to help. It helps process things and helps me understand myself better too. So that's why I went in with the whole, okay, I'm gonna trust you to do this, to be bold. I have to be bold to do that, just like the others in Acts were bold when
Mhm.
the Spirit was poured out.
Yeah.
So all of those things. So that was helpful. And you giving me those little nudges during the week, checking up on me, that also helped too. So I thank you for that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so
So let's transition into the original reason why you came. And so, which was you desire to be less guarded, less sensitive, closer, and open to family members and people in general.
mhm,
That you want to be free to share meaningful parts of you with people without feeling like you're going to be judged or
mhm,
lacking in some way. And you mentioned too much people pleasing, just want to be me in a world where that's simple and is enough, right? Because
mhm,
sometimes it feels like it's not enough. So then the first session, we explored the relationships you have with your mom and your dad and your brother, the closest
mhm,
relationships with you. You recognize that your mom, you felt that you could be completely yourself and you had a faith in common, which was important to you. With your dad and your brother, you found the relationships were different.
mhm.
And so then we explored that. And then
Yeah.
in the last session, we explored relationships a bit further as you looked a bit closer at the people around you that you feel most comfortable with. And we
Mhm.
added in a few college friends
Yeah.
and two coworkers. You also mentioned that you recognized that the faith, again, element was very important to you. That you had taken a younger girl under your wing at church. You also mentioned the people who are most comfortable, you are most comfortable with our seniors, and
Mhm.
you love listening to their stories and what they offer this generation. And so that's awesome. I love seniors too. We talked about if there were any career aged groups happening already in your extended faith community that you could maybe connect with, or the idea of creating a group on your own around things that you enjoy. And so here I was getting to know you a little bit better.
Yes.
And so your love of music, singing, faith,
Mhm.
prayer, seniors, mentoring. We
Mhm.
looked at the access that we give to others on a scale of 1 to 10
Yeah.
from Lisa Turker's book, Good Boundaries and Goodbyes, and that not everyone will
Mhm.
have full access,
Yep.
but they would fall somewhere on the scale in it, that, and that's healthy,
Yeah.
right? Not everybody has to have full. So then we talked about lastly, and it was just about having a guard is not necessarily a bad thing, that to
Mhm.
guard one's heart is wise. However, a guard can also be something that can hinder and keep others out, which you just explained earlier. Sometimes you sense it's a little bit of a block or a hindrance between even moving closer to God.
Mhm.
And we can relate to that because I think that's with all of us, right? That we have times of that. So I
Mhm.
wanted to begin by just reviewing a little bit of the homework that we had talked about. So the one was the highly sensitive person website, if you had a chance to look at that.
not really. Everything was last week was really busy with
Busy. Okay. So
opening.
then the second one was to explore if there was anything happening career aged groups in your area or something that you're passionate about that you could potentially move into creating a group around.
Well, I looked up the leisure guide I don't know if they have that in Ontario. We have this leisure guide that has what happens is they offer exercise classes or art classes or different recreational thing activities in the city at the different community centers within the city, and it's either for summer, spring, summer, and then winter, fall. So I was looking online to see, okay, I'm gonna look into getting an art class. I tried to go on Michael's. They don't have any art. I think maybe they stopped the art classes because of, I'm thinking COVID. That might be the
Yeah.
reason. Well, I think a lot of places stopped doing a lot of open community in nights, like say you go to a Sobeys has had a they have a place where in this store you can come for a cooking class or something. I think they
Hmm.
stopped, things ceased doing those kind of activities because of social distancing and all of that.
Yeah.
And so I was looking in the recreational center program for, the leisure guide for an art class or something, maybe even a computer something to
Hmm.
teach me to learn more about like Zoom. How do I operate Zoom or other things? I was looking around for that. Some of the classes were already filled up, so not available to do that. And then I like I said, I was looking for the different career counselings around my area to see what they have and like the pricing. Some of the stuff is expensive. Um,
Yeah.
So I looked at that, and then I was thinking about what we talked about creating my own group, and I'm thinking, well, how would I go about doing that? And thinking, well, maybe using some of the what are the groups I'm already part of, maybe getting together, say we go out for dinner sometime, it's someplace someplace fun or something like that. But I have to think more about who I'm gonna ask and how we're gonna go about it and what to do. Maybe start a Bible study class. I don't know. I don't know if
So
I'm
you're
gonna.
starting to explore it. So that
Yeah,
is
so yeah,
awesome.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. So I'm exploring those things and
Yeah.
trying to